All right, so let's talk about direct buys now first. What's really cool about direct buys is this is awesome for beginners. If you're just getting started, just getting your feet wet with this kind of, with this traffic generation method is going to be awesome for you. What you're doing essentially is you're buying ad space directly from the site owner. So you're eliminating middlemen, all right? And let me tell you something about those middlemen. A lot of times you're going to save anywhere from 20 sometimes up to 50%, believe it or not, on your on your cost if you eliminate the middleman for these direct buys. Something else that's really cool about it is it's much cheaper. Obviously kind of goes hand in hand with the point number 2 there. It's much cheaper price for banner inventory. You're able to build relationship with the site owner directly. Something I like to do personally. Anytime I can strike a relationship with the site owner, I have more flexibility. I can come back to them. I can get better deals and things like that. I can get exclusive deals. Sometimes I can come back to them and say, hey, do you mind running my banner as a pop-up? When somebody gets on your site, instead of my banner being placed stationary in your site, can we do this as a pop-up to where it actually pops on your website and it's more visible, it gets more engagement. A lot of times these site owners will have a list, right? So if they have an opt-in box on their website to where if they're collecting emails, a lot of times I can come back to them, and because I have that relationship going on with them. Let's say I've been advertising with them for a month or two, right? I can come back and say, hey, do you mind selling me a solo ad, to where I can actually submit an email solo ad to your email list, right? And a lot of times when that's available, I get some awesome results from them. And this is awesome. I mean, this is a great way for testing your new offers. Again, if your offer is fairly new, if you don't know if it's going to convert well or not, don't go to the network buy before you test it out with some of the direct buys and at the most intermediate networks, which we're going to talk about in the next video. Now, there is also something that's not so cool that I don't really. I think it's some cons when it comes to direct buys as well, and I'm just going to share with you that as well, so that you're aware. A lot of these direct buys, especially if the site gets a lot of traffic, if it's a bigger publisher, sometimes they will work with what's called an agency, right? Which is now we're going to be tapping into the intermediate buys categories there. So don't be surprised if you contact a buyer or a publisher to do an ad buy, and they refuse to work with you because they're already working with an agency. That can happen too. Now it can be a little bit time consuming. If you want to place ads, let's say on 50 or 100 different sites, doing direct buys all the time. So if you just want to cut out the middleman, well, it's going to take a little bit of time for you to obviously find these direct buy or these direct publishers and go to them and and strike deal with them and and get your stuff placed on their sites. So therefore, you will need to do a little bit more of a manual research. Again, if you don't, if you want to save the time, if you want to save the money, and you have more time than money, then this might be a great way for you to to go about it. All right. Now, with direct buys, what you're gonna have is you'll have a limited reach. What I mean by that is, you can only find so many yourself. I mean, there is so many. There's literally hundreds of thousands of websites, on the internet, and unless you go to like a network or an intermediate agencies, right, you will have limited reach because there's only so many you can find, by yourself, and there's so many sites that's out there that's available to us that we don't even know, and won't be able to find by ourselves unless we go to like a network or an intermediate, agency. So these are some some cons. Now, let me kind of show you a diagram. Again, I touched upon this in the very first video in this, in traffic getting mastery part of the course. But again, I just want to stress and emphasize, the importance of having the right setup, my friend. Okay, very, very, very important. Check this out. So let this represent you. All right. Well, maybe me. All right. Let's talk about me. Okay. So let this represent me. All right. And again, you can apply this to yourself. Just kind of model this example here. Okay. So I've got an offer that I'm promoting, right? So I will set up 3 different versions of landing pages for the offer that I'm promoting, right? You should be familiar with this. Why 3? Well, it can be 2, it can be 4, it can be 5, right? I just, for simplicity purposes, I just want to keep it at 3. So I want to promote, let's say, heck, I'm talking about internet traffic formula here, so let's just keep it to that. Let's say I'm promoting internet traffic formula. Here is my banner, right? And I want to place that banner on this website, okay, entrepreneur.com, okay, which is going to be targeted for what I have. They get visitors who are entrepreneurs, and obviously entrepreneurs need to learn how to get traffic to their sites, get more exposure. So obviously, internet traffic formula is going to be targeted for that particular crowd. Now, what's my setup here? Okay, well, most people, what they're doing is they're just taking, website URL or landing page URL, and they will just link it directly to their banner, okay, and then they'll place that banner onto the publisher site. And that's a big mistake. First of all, they're not split testing, in real time. Second of all is, they don't know which one is going to convert, which one's, which site gets them the most conversions, how many hits they got, all that good stuff, right? I want to be able to track all that. Listen, I want to be able to track how many visitors I'm getting, okay? I want to track how many of those visitors are opting in, okay, to which landing page. And obviously, ultimately, I want to check, where the sales are coming from, okay, which sites. Because if entrepreneur.com is going to get me good sale or, good traffic, and, I'm getting good responses from them, I can come back to them and I can advertise over and over and over again, right? Now, something else I'm going to do is I will try to strike an exclusivity deal with them, all right? Meaning, I can say, hey, I can come back and I can lock my spot over the next 6 months with you, okay, as long as you're getting new, fresh visitors to your site. Don't sell this ad space to anybody else. I will take this exclusively for the next 6 months, okay? And so that means I'm basically virtually guaranteed an ad spot, for the next 6 months. And that's residual traffic. It's traffic I don't have to worry about. It's always going to be there. So pretty cool, right? So here's my setup, okay? Every single landing page is going to have a tracking URL, okay? And I showed you how to do that in Capture Mastery, okay? You can go back and watch it if you haven't. I believe it's the last video in Capture Mastery, okay? I personally use ClickMeter, okay? But you can use any tracking services or tracking softwares or scripts out there. Doesn't matter as long as you're tracking your clicks, okay? Now, what I will have then do is I'm going to have my tracking links, okay, pointing to a rotator link. Okay, so I have one rotator link that has 3 different tracking URLs, and each tracking URL obviously is attached to one particular landing page URL. Make sense? All right. So then I just take my rotator link, which is one single link, okay, and then I take my banner and I say, hey, I go to Entrepreneur and I say, hey, here's my banner. And here's my link, okay, where I want people to go to when they click on the banner. And guess what? When they click on the banner, they go to my rotator link, all right? And then that rotator link is going to rotate between those 3 landing pages, but it's going to rotate through a tracking link so that I can track that click, right? And see how many clicks I'm getting, how many conversions I'm getting, all the good stuff. Make sense? All right, so that's that. Now let me talk to you about how to find publishers directly. Okay, how do you find publishers? It's actually very, very easy, my friend. All right, very easy. So many people try to overcomplicate a very simple thing, I'm just gonna show you how to do it. Again, you can apply this to anything out there. I don't want to show you anything in specifically and say, okay, so here's what you need to promote. Here's what how to do it. I will show you a model. Okay, I'll show you a framework. And then what you do is you take this framework, you take this model, you apply it to whatever you're doing out there on the internet, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to Google and just simply search for your topic keyword. Okay, if you're promoting, stuff about parrots, you're gonna search about parrots, right? If you're promoting, plasma TVs, you're gonna search about plasma TV. You're gonna just enter plasma TVs, right, in your Google keyword, right? If you're into sports, whatever your topic keyword is, you're gonna search for that in Google. Okay, then what I will do is I'll take a look at the sites that come up or in organic search results, okay, not the paid ads. And actually, I might jump online right now with you and actually show you what it looks like. And then I want to research sites that are in the top 10 in Google, okay? And I'm going to pop over to Alexa and see how much traffic those sites are getting, okay? Why is that important? Well, it's important because I want to advertise. I want to place my ads on sites that get a lot of traffic, a lot of fresh traffic. Make sense? Then I'm going to contact them if this passes the test. If my research comes up positive and I like what I see, then what I'll do is I'll contact the site owner, okay, and I'm going to inquire about buying banner space from them, okay, as simple as that. And that's pretty much the process. And then lastly is, if any time possible, I will negotiate, okay. We'll try to negotiate the best deal. And generally what I do when I negotiate is I just say, look, I would, I'd like to run a test. I'd like to do a test run with you. If my first test goes well, I'll come back and I'll give you a lot of money. Okay, we'll do a lot of business together. Give me your best price possible for the test. And try to strike a deal with them, for the best price possible. Now, I wanna warn you, because when I say negotiate, sometimes people just take it the wrong way, and they just, they think that, they're entitled to. To kind of to get the best deals that, or let's say if publisher tells you it's going to be $100 and people think, well, I need to negotiate, so they'll just be stubborn and say, I'm not going to pay you more than $50 for this deal. You got to remember, you're coming to them, right? They didn't come to you. So there is a fine line, my friend, between being cool and pissing them off. Make sense? Just keep that in mind. When you negotiate, be cool about it. If they don't want to negotiate with you, if they say, okay, it's going to be $100, or it's going to be $50 per month, or it's going to be $300 per month, and you say, hey, is there a way we can do a test run, maybe a little bit cheaper, and if it works out well, I'll just come back and do a lot of business with you. If they're not willing to negotiate on, with something like that, you know what? Don't sweat it. Don't stress. If you want to run with them, but you want to end, your negotiations on a good, positive note. You know what I mean? So that both parties are happy. Make sense? All right. So let me show you right now how to. Let's see if we can jump online here. Okay. So how do we find publishers, right? Like I said, you go to Google, step number one. Let's do this together, okay? I just want to show you, my friend. I don't want to leave any stone unturned, so let's do this together right now. Okay, let's say that, let's pick a keyword. What do you want to talk about? I play piano. I don't know if you actually knew that or not, but I'm actually pretty good at piano, playing keyboard, all right? So let's say I'm going to search for how to play piano, right? Boom. Something, very, very generic. Again, you're going to see this stuff you can apply to anything. Now, this column right here, see this says ads, right? Ads. Now, don't worry about this column. This is, anybody can get here if they pay Google enough money. You don't want to look at this, right? What you want to look at is, and don't even look at this one, right? Anywhere it says ads right here, okay? I don't want to pay attention to that. Starts with here, okay? This is organic search. Now, when somebody searches how to play piano, okay, they will see these results, okay? Now, this is a YouTube video, WikiHow. Okay, let's take a look at this next one here, okay? And what I'm looking for is, I'm looking for sites that have banners on them, bottom line, okay? Now, look at this. Does this look like a banner to you? Okay, that looks like a banner to me, okay? Look at this. Does this look like a banner to you? Yep, okay? So, what I can do is I can, next step is I'll grab this URL right here, right? I'll grab this URL. I'm going to pop over to Alexa. All right, check it out. Pop over to alexa.com, and Alexa is a site that measures that indexes all the websites in the world, and it tells me how many visitors or how much traffic a particular site is getting. okay, by ranking them in the order of, lowest to highest. Okay, so if Google is like number one, right? Look at this. This particular site, okay, is ranking 891 worldwide. That means that they have boatloads of traffic coming in all the time. Okay, 524 US. Okay, this is a high trafficked website. Now, do you think it would be a good idea for me to advertise? Let's say if I was promoting a course or something that had to do with, teaching people how to play piano, right? Do you think that it might be a good idea for me, right, to place my ad over here? Okay, absolutely, right? Absolutely. I'd be crazy not to, right? Let's take a look at another keyword here. Let's say if you're building a home-based business, right, and you are targeting folks who are, let's say they want to work from home, right? Work from home. Again, very, very generic, right? Work from home. Now, again, don't pay attention here, okay? Don't pay attention on the ads here, okay? What I want to do is basically just take a look at what's available out there, right? What's available out there. Let's click on this site right here. Now, this is Forbes. Now, check this out, Forbes.com. See this advertisement right here? You can actually, when somebody goes to Forbes, you can actually place your banner in here. Okay, see this place right here? Okay, how awesome would that be for you to place your banner here, right? Of course, no brainer. So let's just go ahead and continue to the site. But now Forbes is, is a good targeted site for, obviously people who are business minded and people who want to learn, how to work from home and entrepreneurship and all the good stuff, right? So look at that. That's a banner, right? So they have banners. So that means that I can contact this. That's a banner right here. See that? Okay. So that means that I can place my banners here, and I can I can contact these site owners directly and see if I can strike a deal with them. Make sense? Now let me show you something really, really, really awesome. Okay, let's pop over to Google. And again, you can apply this to any keyword you want, my friend. I just don't want to take a whole lot of time. Again, I just want to give you a framework of, of how to do this. Okay. There is a thing called Google Keyword Planner. Okay. Google Keyword Planner. Okay. Let's search for that. Just like this, Google Keyword Planner. Okay. And the very first search result that comes up here, I'm going to click on it. Okay. Now you're going to have to sign into Google AdWords account. Let me do that right now. It's free. You can actually create yourself a free account to Google AdWords and just sign in there. And then what I'll do is I'll go here. Okay, check this out. And I will click on search for new keyword and ad group ideas. Okay. Now this is how you can actually dig deeper into your research. Okay, for finding direct publishers and direct media buys. Okay, so here where it says enter your keyword, right? I'm going to, well, let's say, let's go back to our first keyword, right? How to play piano. Okay, enter our keyword here, and look at that. You can actually target it, right? Who do you want to? What countries do you want to target? New Zealand, Australia, United Kingdom, Canada, United States, right? So top 5 countries, right? I want to click on Get Ideas. Okay, now look at that. Okay. We can take a look at ad groups, or we can take a look at the keyword ideas or keywords individually. Okay, so let's take a look at this one right here. Okay, keywords, first group, and we can actually categorize them by the number of searches per month on average. Okay, so the keyword piano, see what it does is it's taking your keyword, your main keyword that you entered, and it's going to spin it around, right? And it's going to search in Google to see what other relevant keywords that people are searching for, right, when they search for that particular keyword that you entered. Make sense? All right, so now it gives me different ideas here, right? So the keyword piano, 201,000 searches per month. Okay, now that might not be very targeted for, depending on what you're doing with what you're selling when it comes to piano, right? Piano keyboard, learn to play guitar, piano online. All right, how to play the piano. Again, 9,900 people per month searching on it, right? So what I can do is I can take these keywords right here, right? And I can just copy it, and I can go back to Google, right? Look at that. I can go back to Google, and I can just paste it in Google, and all of a sudden now it's giving me new sites that I can check out, right? new sites that I can check out. And if those sites have banners on them, guess what I'm gonna do? I will contact the site owner, and we'll see if I can, place my ad there. Okay. Learn to play piano, right? Play piano online, right? You get the point, right? So you can do this for pretty much any keyword out there. Okay. Flowers. If you're into flowers, right? If you're, if you have some kind of flower business, flower delivery, or if you want to get more, if you're selling flowers, or you're arranging flowers, or you're doing some kind of service with flowers, right? Flower delivery, right? You can do this as GEO targeting, targeted, right? And there's a lot of people, artificial flowers, 27,000, right? Flower delivery, flying flowers, flower. I mean, you get the point, my friend. There's a whole lot of stuff that you can find here, right? And a whole lot of new sites that you can go after when it comes to direct buy. So pretty much that's how you do direct buy. Just go to Google, just do a manual research. And what I do is just start like a spreadsheet. If you're gonna do this manually, start a spreadsheet and keep track of what sites you're advertising on, and then so that you can come back and you can document your results and see which ones are performing, which ones are not performing, so that you can optimize it. Now listen, this might take you a couple of weeks, maybe a month, to really start optimizing and really get to the point to where you see it clearly, which sites perform well, which sites are not performing well. And that's fine. If you're on the budget, if you have more time than money, then I say this is a perfect way for you to get started, okay? Because you can literally, what's cool about this is you place your banner, right? You take a look at your performance of the banner, and if you have a banner that's performing well, you can run it over and over and over again, and that's residual traffic. Most of the time, you just pay once per month and just let your banner run there and stay there for the entire month, okay? Somebody else already built a website. Somebody else takes care of the website. Somebody else, got it up to the first page of Google. And so basically, what you're doing is you're just leveraging somebody else's work that they have done already to get your message in front of their audience. Make sense? So that's how you do direct buys, my friend. So in the next video, what we're going to tackle is I'm going to show you some intermediate buys methods and how to set that up and how to go about doing intermediate buys. See you there.